Just a reminder that these videos are made for adult doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello Internet! My name is Kelsey and welcome back to my closet. Recently, I went on vacation with my family. We went to the Georgetown, Lexington area of Kentucky, which is somewhere we had never been before. And while we were there on the very last day, we really didn't have a plan for what to do. So we had been seeing on the way down a lot of signs for antique stores. Apparently West Virginia is like a huge antique state, but we didn't stop there, we were just passing through. But there were also antique stores in Kentucky, including one called the Peddler's Mall, which is a chain around that area, and I think they have some in Ohio also. And we went to the one in Georgetown, and I'm about to show you some footage of things that I saw there, and then we'll look at some things that I actually bought and opened them.
So right off the bat, towards the front, I found this booth that had a couple of holiday Barbies and some OMGs. So this one, I don't know her name off the top of my head. You'll have to tell me if you recognize her, but for some reason I can't think of who she is. And this one too, same thing. I don't know. Is she one of the older ones? Maybe that's why I don't recognize her, but I did only get into OMG more towards like when Roller Chick came out, so the first couple series I'm not so sure of. But there was also the Elvis one, there was Freshest from the Tweens, and then this, one of the original ones. I don't remember what her name is either, Neon something. My mom picked up this Cracker Barrel Country Charm Barbie because we love Cracker Barrel. It's one of our favorite chains. And that was in this booth that also had a Swan Lake Barbie, a 2007 Holiday, this cute evening recital set that had Barbie and some of the kids. I liked their classy outfits there. And then we had these two Barbies here. The next booth next to it had all these Barbie I Love Lucy tribute dolls, so we could see all these iconic Lucy moments in Barbie. I think I might have seen one or two of these before in previous antique store trips, but this person had like all of them. And my mom did actually get one of them for her friend, this one, the Vitamita Vegemin doll. If you've never seen that, it is pretty funny. It's a different kind of humor, but it's funny. Then there was this spinning rack that had some random dolls. We had this Series 1 Ruby. I was trying to see if she had neck articulation, but I think she must have been from an earlier round. She was wearing a Maya's dress, but yeah, she didn't have the neck articulation, so she must have been an earlier version. There's this Cave Club doll. I don't know anything about Cave Club, so I don't know who that was. And there were a lot of fakies in this store. Like, they were all labeled as My Little Pony, but they were all fakies. And I don't think I saw one genuine My Little Pony in the entire store. And this was a really big store, like the size of a department store. This is a mini Liv doll. I guess it was a Happy Meal toy or whatever, some kids meal fast food toy. But that was kind of interesting to see. We had a Barbie one, more fakies, and yeah, again, I'm just really surprised that there were no genuine My Little Ponies in the whole store, because usually I find at least one that has it. This Mermaid Barbie Happy Meal toy was kind of cute too. And I'm just rifling through, seeing if there's anything worth showing you guys here, but mostly just a bunch of knick-knack things. Then I got to this booth, which had a bunch of doll bins. So I was rooting through, there were a lot of nude blonde Barbies, a lot from the 2000s eras at this one, but none that I was particularly enchanted by. There were also some other dolls that weren't Barbies, but were labeled as Barbies, like they're probably Steffies or other lower budget dolls, but not necessarily like Dollar Tree dolls or anything. But yeah, just some random stuff here, nothing of particular interest. We found another couple holiday Barbies, which is something we see a lot of in these antique stores. This one is the 1992 one, which I kind of wanted to get because that's the year I was born and I kind of like her. But she was $34.95, and I am absolutely positive I can get her cheaper online because holiday Barbies are so easy to come by. Over here at this booth, found a couple more OMGs. We have Candylicious, who I've never been a fan of. And we have Class Prez, but she is missing some pieces of her clothes here, and her hair has seen better days. But she does have both her hands. I considered for a moment getting her, but I decided to pass. And then there were a couple of Tots, but this booth was also worth checking out just because they had a lot of bag charms and other figure stuff that were just kind of cute. Stuff that doesn't really interest me in the context of antiques shopping, but I took a shot of this so that you know if you're in this area, you can check out this booth if you see anything that you like. But now we get to the big one. When I saw this booth, I knew I hit the jackpot. Look at all this stuff. And I mean, this booth was just packed. I mean, packed. We had this Scarecrow doll, which I considered getting for my friend who loves Wizard of Oz, but it was kind of expensive. This holiday Barbie, these Gone with the Wind dolls, and then some random ones. There was a Mycene doll, which I don't think I've ever seen a Mycene doll when I've gone in an antique store, but she was looking a little worse for wear. Her face was kind of chipped. There was this original Midge from the 60s, who, I mean, I thought about it, but I don't know. She wasn't in any of her original clothes or anything, and I'm just not as into the really old vintage dolls. They also had a couple of these Malaysian Barbies, which kind of makes her look like she has no neck. But her face was cute, kind of like an alternate superstar face. But yeah, I'm not super into the 60s Barbie face, so I passed on the Midge. But there was just so much stuff. And then here I found this 2000s Barbie who is really, really cute. And I don't know, I just instantly fell in love with her. Her face, she has that face up that's kind of like the older sister from Most Popular Girls in School. That's always what I think of. There was this holiday Teresa. She was pretty cute. But I think this booth was a little bit overpriced because some of these holiday Barbies, that's kind of a good way to judge prices, is how they price the holiday Barbies. And there were a couple of fashionistas in here. I'm talking like fashionistas that are still in Walmart for cheaper right now that were priced double. So yeah, this booth was a little overpriced, but was some cool stuff. That 80s Barbie was cool. She could open and close her eyes. She had a switch, although I don't think it worked anymore. There was that plastic Barbie trunk. A couple of other ones that were just kind of sitting on stands. There was just every era of Barbie in this booth, and you can see too that above them there's some of those vintage vinyl cases, which I did show off one of them in a live stream I did a while ago that my second cousin had given to me, and there is another one of that case in this booth. So I'm just checking out all the different Barbies because I knew I was going to pick something up from this booth because there was just so many options. This is the 1990 holiday Barbie, and again, she's $60 and she's out of the box. So here's a look inside one of these cases, just in case you've never seen one of these before. And this was a Midge case, which I think is also a little more unusual to see. You see a lot of the Barbie ones, but this one was Barbie and Midge. And they were all different prints. Like these, I think, are more interesting sometimes than the vintage dolls themselves because they just have such vintage charm. But we also had some of these historic Barbies. We had the Stars and Stripes ones that were dressed in uniform. That colonial one was cute. I had this doll in the Teresa version, the butterfly one. think I still have her. And then there's that Steppin' Out Barbie. I've seen this Little Debbie Barbie, I think, a couple of different stores before. This one, again, she's like $85 for one of those boxed dolls. Like, I'm surprised that this Ken or Derek, Barbie and the Rockers doll isn't more expensive than that Easter doll. And there was another one of her down there. We also had Pioneer Barbie. So this person has been collecting for a very long time. You can tell they have tons and tons of Barbies. And then we have Chinese Barbie. And then some of these little papers that you're seeing too are like the inserts or manuals from the different dolls, those little catalogs that you used to get that would show you everything that was available at the time. There's Patriot Barbie over there, she was cute. Wedding Day, and see, this is what I'm talking about, $18.99 for that fashionista. I have her already, and I got her for like $8 or $10, I don't know. We have this holiday Barbie, then we have Irish Barbie, we have Pilgrim Barbie, another fashionista that's way marked up. And then tons and tons of clothes and accessories. I mean, I would have had to spend hours going through these baskets. There had to be at least 6 or 7 baskets of Barbie clothes that were just loose, packaged separately. I mean, I didn't have enough time to do that because we didn't get here until 6 o'clock and the store was closing at 8, but I just did a quick cursory glance to see if there was anything that really jumped out at me, but I could have easily spent an entire day looking for Barbie clothes. Not that I really need more Barbie clothes, but some of them were from like the 80s and 90s, so they were in, you know, better quality. That Bloomingdale's Barbie was also really cute. I liked her little tracksuit. This, I'm pretty sure, is a Steffi that's wearing a Barbie dress. There's more fashionistas, and of course we have other Barbie paraphernalia like bags and accessories. We'll see more of that later. There's this Princess Diana doll. Now, she was a little more unusual, and yet she's priced only at $20, so I don't know. Here we can see we've got some tumblers, some brushes. This was pretty cute, this Francie case. We have some bags, some hair accessories. Over here, more purses. These little tiny purses, which I think are from Miniso, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Miniso. So they're probably still available at Miniso. And that's a Bratz scooter there. I'm pretty sure that's a Bratz thing, and yet there's no sign of Bratz anywhere here. Here's Chilean Barbie, and then we have Wacky Wardrobe Barbie, which didn't have an opening that you could see her out before actually pulling her all the way out of the box. So I looked her up online, and I'll throw a picture here of what she actually looks like. I wasn't too excited about her after seeing that. This one is really cute. This case, the World of Barbie double case. There's room for 2 dolls. We've got 2 pockets with very 60s flowers inside, but I really like the front print on there. I just really don't have room for these giant cases, that's all. And they're not as easy to maintain as far as durability, I guess, because of the vinyl. Although I really like the vinyl, I just always loved the smell of vinyl. These probably don't smell like vinyl anymore. But there were so many of them. I mean, look at how many of these cases there were. And there were even a Ken one, which I didn't even know that they made. And they were all in really good shape. I mean, just like minimal age wear and tear. This one was cute, the Superstar Barbie one. And then there was that one, and then even more over here. I mean, we could just keep going and going. Now, there are a lot of other shelves in this booth, but a lot of them were junk journal. Actually, I think that might be the case that I have. But anyway, here's one for Skipper too. And then we have this, I think this was a lunchbox maybe. and then a little more of a modern hard plastic case. But yeah, there was a lot of junk journal supplies as well, so like stickers and patches and stuff, but I didn't really show that because that's not really what we're here for. We have a couple of Cabbage Patch dolls, another Skipper case, and then there was this Barbie, one of these box Barbies, Starlight Dance, and she's really pretty. I actually contemplated getting her too. I just really like her ethereal, sparkly look, and it's so elegant and everything. But when I got to look at the price, I was like, I could probably get her cheaper somewhere else, even maybe out of the box. I mean, those dolls, they seem like they're pricier and collectible and everything, but they're not super limited, so I don't know. This person must have thought that they could get away with doing that, but I wasn't gonna be fooled. And then we have some more loose Barbies. There's another Cameron looking one. Some all different eras. This one I'm pretty sure is not a Barbie, if I'm not mistaken, but there were definitely a lot of 2000s Barbies in here. There was this one, which I think is a cutie reveal. This one that used to talk, but she probably doesn't work anymore. Another one that looks like Cameron from Most Popular Girls in School. Like, I think that's the exact doll of her. That is a non-Barbie, I think. That one definitely is Barbie, though. Her dress is a hot mess. And she was only $9.99, but I didn't think I could salvage her hair. Otherwise, I might have picked her up, but I decided to let her stay. I know there's probably some other collectors who could help restore these Barbies. That's definitely not a Barbie. I'm like 100% sure. Yeah, it just says vintage doll, so I don't know who that is, but it ain't Barbie. I found another Mycene Barbie, and she was also in really bad shape and did not have her original clothes. And I don't really collect Mycene anyway, so I decided not to get her. And then this one is another Malaysian one, I guess, because she has like the stumpy neck, which I did not know was a thing. But there you go. And then the last thing I saw at this booth was this really pretty vintage Barbie in a wedding dress. There's usually cases like this in the front of an antique store, locked glass cases for the really, really rare stuff. This, again, I was thinking about my friend who loves Wizard of Oz, but there was no way. But those were interesting. We had this doll over here, who is, an Ideal doll. She's Tammy from Ideal. There's another doll next to her named Jeff. But I thought it was pretty cool that she had her case and a bunch of her clothes, because Ideal is not one that you see a whole lot. Then I found this booth, which had a bunch of OMG and other loose dolls in bags. So pretty much all these dolls were marked at $20 because whoever this was has to be an adult collector that restyled the dolls and then just packaged them up with extra accessories. You'll see that a lot of them have things that don't originally come with them, like that Piper Prim, or this, I don't know what her name is, but she's one of the original 4 OMGs. This one's a Hair Dorables, Hair Amazing, whatever. Cherry BB with a dog that is not hers. We have Sweets. Now she mostly had all of her stuff. The Madonna one from Remix with a Barbie dog. This one was Ruby, and she was wearing Daria's dress. It's another Series 1 Ruby. She had Daria's purse also, and again, marked at $20. Like, all of these were $20. And I mean, it was kind of cute. Like, she gave Crystal a Subway sandwich and a drink from Mini Brand. So, this is the guy from the rock band. At least they didn't just take the clothes off and just sell the plain bland doll. Bye, Skylar. Oh, and this one's packaged with a Hairdorables doll. That's Cat. Not sure what series that was from. But yeah, if you were trying to find a doll and you couldn't afford doll prices as they are right now, because they are getting pretty high. I mean, $20 is still a little bit pricey, but at least she comes with a full outfit and some kind of accessories. So it's kind of creative the way that they package these dolls up. There's a Violet. There's another OMG, but I'm not sure who that... Oh, it said Splash Beauty, I think. That's another Hairmazing budget doll. See that, though... Oh, the tween was $7. So I wonder if the Hairmazing was cheaper. I didn't even look. Oh, there's Gamma Babe. She mostly had her stuff. I'm telling you, this person's an adult collector who just was trying to thin out their collection a little bit. That one is Campfire QT, I think? Oh, no, that was a different one. I don't remember. Chili Babe, maybe? That one's an earlier OMG. I don't remember her name either. Or maybe, was she the superhero? No, I don't think so. That one's an earlier one. For sure. Here's another Ruby. Now this is Winter Break Ruby, I'm pretty sure, because she has some of her Winter Break clothes. We had Series 2 Amaya wearing her shirt, but Karma's skirt. And there's Daria, so whoever this was had 2 Darias. That Daria got to keep her clothes. Oh, they had 3 Darias. Oh, no, wait. Maybe they had 2, and they gave Ruby that one's outfit. So, yeah. They were definitely trying to thin out their collection, but also in a way that makes the dolls more buyable, I guess. There you saw we had Kaya and Crystal. Here we have another booth that had some loose dolls. We had this cute one with a little gingerbread apron. I thought about getting her, but I decided not to in the end. I mean, she's cute, but I had already picked some other stuff that... You know, I was trying to stick to a certain amount. This guy also had action figures. A little variety there. We had a Barbie. Those pants are older pants, but that was a newer Barbie. This one, we had this one. Not a whole lot of interest, but, you know, you gotta dig around just in case. And then... I looked at this wall, so this was like all toys and stuff, and I turn around and I notice Dolly from OMG Winter Disco, and I decided I was gonna pick her up because I thought about getting Dolly, and she came back. Oh, there's another boxy girl. They had that second release of Winter Disco, and I was gonna get her, but I didn't actually pull the trigger, and then she disappeared again. And then before I left this booth, I noticed this doll, a Snap Star, who I also don't think I've ever seen one of these in an antique store before. And I like Snap Stars. I think this is a pretty decent deal. That was her original dress. Of course, she had her wig. I think they deserved a better chance than they got, but I did not get this one. I did put her somewhere more visible though, so maybe someone else will find her. And that was pretty much the end of my experience there, and I just wanted to show this too. They had mattresses in this antique store. That was kind of weird. Alright, so now that you have seen the video, let's look at the haul. And I should also mention, because I don't really know when else I'm going to get a chance to unbox her, I have another doll that I didn't buy at the antique store, but I did buy in Kentucky. You saw in that video, we looked at one stand that was like totally full of Barbie stuff, and I could not resist getting the Target exclusive Happy Holidays Barbie. I just think she's just so pretty. Like, I don't have a huge amount of 2000s Barbies, like early 2000s, because I grew up in the 90s, so I had a lot of 90s Barbies, obviously, and that's the face that I prefer, is like the superstar face. But this one in particular was just so pretty. I love her color scheme, this magenta-y pink rather than like the really vibrant pink, and just this packaging is so cute. This would have been a really cute gift set to give. I got her. You also saw that I found
Dolly. So I did wind up getting her because I thought, I looked on eBay while I was standing there at that booth, and considering the price for Dolly's, it's kind of funny calling her Dolly because she's Dolly the doll. But yeah, considering the price for her with a similar state of dress on secondhand websites, I thought she was worth it, and then I don't have to pay for shipping either. And I could figure out something for her to wear. If I don't buy her actual clothes online, then I could find something else for her to wear. But I felt like it was meant to be that she was there because I had waited so long, didn't pull the trigger, and now I have her. I also, from that stand with the Barbie stuff, I bought this really cute skirt. I don't know, I just really like this particular skirt. It's like a faux denim print, but it has sparkly elements and hearts printed on, and it's that acid wash kind of denim that was big in the 90s. I loved the quality of it too, the trim on the ruffle there, and it has a snap closure. So we can try to see if it fits on a modern Barbie, because when I went to Kroger, we stayed in our travel trailer, so we were buying some like snacks and drinks for when we were in the camper. I've never seen a Kroger this huge before, and I've been to a few. This one was massive. It was like a Kroger plus a miniature Target because it had clothes, it had an entire beauty makeup section. So in the toy section, because I have to look in the toy section, of course, I found Barbie Deluxe style number, which one is this? I don't know what number she is, but Barbie Deluxe style, because I have been looking for this particular one, the one with the prosthetic leg, because I just think she's like super duper pretty, and I love this flower thing that she has, and yeah, I just really like her. But every time I go to my Target here, they have all the other ones, but not this one, and I don't know why. And I was gonna wait to see if maybe she went on sale on Amazon, but then I was like, this is a sign. Also, which we did not know when we planned this trip, if you don't know anything about Kentucky, it is basically all horses and bourbon. And we did a lot of horse-related activities. We went horseback riding, we went to the Churchill Downs, which is where they have the Kentucky Derby. They have a museum there. And then there was also a farm where they have retired racehorses that can just live out their lives happily in the pasture. And you can pet them and feed them. Some of them were jerks though. If they still had their... They were really sassy, and so the guy was like, you can give them a carrot, but then pull your hand away because they will bite your fingers. But while we were there were a few people we were talking to in our tour group who were going to Briarfest for the Briar horses. And it just happened to be the weekend that we were there, and we had no idea. I mean, I don't really collect Briar horses, but my mom had them when she was younger, and she still has a few, and a couple that I got for her. She was like, well, we should check it out. And it was a 3-day event, but we only went for the 1 day, but it was pretty cool. I mean, if you are a huge Briar collector, that is the thing to go to. I wish there was something like this for dolls, and if there is something like this for dolls, please tell me, because I will go. I will travel the country to go to a doll convention. And with your ticket, you got to pick out of 4 stablemates that were exclusive, I think, to Briarfest. So this is Prosecco. That's the one that I picked. My mom picked Mimosa. And I really liked his stance, you know, his pose, the way the tail is flying up. So yeah, I got a stablemate, and they had a paint your own horse section as one of the activities, and so I picked a unicorn and I painted my own unicorn. It's all like a pearlescent paint. So now let's open some dolls. Well, Dolly's already open, but we could take a closer look at her condition here because she is going to need a hair wash. I mean, her curls are fairly decently intact, so I think if I do a cold wash, they should survive. They're just a little bit knotted up. And I don't know if there's a way to tell if she's from the earlier run or the later run. And she has a 2019 stamp on the back of her head, but they haven't changed the OMG face mold since they made them for the first time. So she could just be a later use and it's the same face mold. She only comes with her bodysuit, but she does have both her hands, and her makeup is in good shape too, because OMG dolls have a tendency to have their makeup kind of run into their cheeks, which is something you couldn't tell if you bought this doll in the store because the boxes didn't have windows. Now, her wrists feel a little loose, especially this one, but I think she'll be fine. And she's missing her ring, but she's cute. I don't know, I just loved the split dye and the black and white color scheme for her. So yeah, I'll have to dig around and see. I have some extra OMG clothes, but I think rainbow high clothes could also work. So we'll see what I could put together. But yeah, now let's open the dolls that are in the boxes. Actually, before we open this one, I did want to take a closer look at the box. But before we do that, I did pull the Deluxe style doll out of the box, and I figured we'll do like a quick little review because these dolls have been out for a little while, and she only has the one outfit. She doesn't have too many things to look at, so we'll just go over her really quick. She is super cute. Her face is a little bit pixelated, but I did pick from 4 that were in the store, so I think I got one of the ones that has a clearer face, at least. But yeah, she's so pretty. And I already named her Jennifer, and the reason why, and I hope you guys will forgive me for this. It is my guilty pleasure with my mom. We watch 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, and she looks like Jennifer from Colombia, who is currently on 90 Day The Hunt for Love. And yeah, I mean, she's not the greatest person in real life, but she just looks so much like her that I was like, she's Jennifer, and that's it. That doesn't mean she acts like Jennifer, she just looks like Jennifer. Oh, but yeah, she's very, very pretty, and I gotta say, Jennifer is pretty too. She has a nice bright pink lip. She has brown eyes that are almond shaped. She has a little beauty mark on her cheek, a little bit of blushing. Very, very pretty. And then she has, oh, those are cute. I didn't know what her earrings looked like. She has silver earrings in the shape of little flowers. And then long black hair that is saran, of course. She has a one-shoulder, one-sleeved shirt, which is made of a stretchy knit in this magenta color. It has a rose on this arm and then a ruffle going down the sleeve. And I'm not usually one for this kind of shirt in real life, but I like it on her. And I also like that they put this ruffle, like the sleeve and the ruffle on this side and then the ruffle on that side to kind of balance it out. On this wrist, she is wearing a translucent pink watch or chunky bracelet that has a buckle, I'm not sure. And on the other side, still attached with a rubber band, we have her little purse, which is a mold that we've seen before. It's kind of supposed to look like it's made out of gems with a pearly handle, and it's made of pink translucent plastic with embedded glitter. And then her midriff is showing a little bit. She has a skirt made of the same material with a little ruffle on the side, an asymmetrical hemline. And down here, she has one prosthetic leg and one normal leg. And you can remove the prosthetic leg, I think. Oh, I've never done this. I never had a Barbie with a... Oh, it came off pretty easily, actually. Never had a Barbie with a prosthetic leg, so now I do. And the leg is made of pink translucent plastic with embedded glitter. I think all the prosthetic legs that we've had so far, I could be wrong. I think I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure they were all on Fashionistas, meaning that they have not had a knee joint. But this one does, because she has a knee joint on her other leg. I don't know if this is a different style then of leg, or if they just took the original mold that exists and added the joint in. Again, I don't have another Barbie with prosthetic legs, so I'm not sure. She does have
a flesh-colored foot on the leg, which was inside these strappy heels, which have big roses on either side, and they are the same magenta pink. And as for the rest of her articulation, they have bodies more like Barbie Extra, so you get head, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and knee. Her hip movement isn't very far out though. That is this doll, the Barbie Deluxe style number that I don't know. She does have a little staining on the back of her leg here. I'm not sure how, because she's been in the box and the box doesn't have anything black in it, so I'm not sure where that came from, but somehow she got a stain on her leg, but it's fine, it's on the back, we can't see it. And that's Jennifer, as we're dubbing her. She is super pretty. Look at that, with the little hair flipping over her shoulder. Let us take a look at this box. So she is from 2009. The bottom of the box says 2009. So we're like just at the cusp of Barbie starting to shift into the era that it's in today. But yeah, she's really pretty. I just love this. I love this packaging. This is like one of those kind of boxes that I would be tempted to keep her in the box because it's just so festive and fun while still being extremely Barbie, because it's pink, but it's like candy cane stripes and everything. So on the top here, as you can see, there is the to and from tag. There's even a little handle for giving it to someone. You don't even have to wrap it. You just hand it to them like this. It's already wrapped. And the box itself looks like wrapping paper with snowflake designs and stripes. And there's Barbie herself. And she comes with a second outfit, which is awesome. There is stuff rattling around at the bottom because the rubber bands holding the other accessories in have degraded. And then on the back, we have Barbie Happy Holidays, My Xmas List, chocolate chip cookies, cute slippers, holiday mug, dazzling PJs, glam stocking, lots of presents, a holiday party, a date with Ken. Ooh. And it looks like, I think I mentioned at the beginning, this was a Target exclusive at the time. I'm so excited to open her, so let's do it. Mattel, look how easy it is to get this dress out with no ties. They just slotted it into some cardboard piece. You don't even have to add extra string or anything. Just put it on the cardboard and then there's no damage. You've done it before, you could do it again. Anyway, here is Miss Barbara out of the box, and she is looking fabulous and festive. Her hair needs some help. It feels nice. It's definitely saran, but it is compressed. Look how flat it looks. She's really pretty. I mean, she's got such a fabulous Barbie face, and she's got such a nice screening compared to the way that they do the Barbie screenings now. Ugh. Her makeup, she has some silvery eyeshadow and kind of a smoky eye as well. So the smoke closer to the eye and then the glitter just to give a little shimmer. And her lipstick is a little bit metallic too. It's like a pinky lavender. You can see a little bit of teeth. She's got bright blue eyes. Love the hair. It's not super styled or anything. It's just got a little bit of curl at the bottom, but you know, the sweep over the heavy side. I mean, she looks like she is going to a very expensive holiday party right now. She has earrings, which are silver, dangly looking earrings. It's kind of hard to get them to lay flat with her fur collar, but they are supposed to be, I think they're just supposed to be gemstones kind of clustered together. Almost looks like rock candy. You know, like the rock candy you get on a stick. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And then she has this outfit that she came dressed in. Let's see about layering. Pretty sure, no. Oh, this is all one piece. Okay. It's supposed to look like she has a stole over a party dress, but the stole is sewn into the dress. So we have this fluffy white fur collar, which does continue all the way around. There is a Velcro piece at the back. Oh, no, it's a snap. Yes, we love snaps. Okay, so it's a snap, which also makes sense with the fur,
so that you don't get the fur caught in the Velcro. The collar goes down in a sort of V shape and is very soft. In the middle, it's supposed to look like she has a dress hiding under there. You can only see a little peek of satin with some applied glitter dots in pink and silver. And then it's supposed to look like she has a vest underneath that over the dress. And this is a fleecy material in this darker magenta color. It does continue all the way around and has a ribbon belt, which has a bow at the front. And then under the vest part, she has a bubble skirt. It's funny because like Darling Dolls was just talking about how he should not be seeing bubble skirts in the year 2025. And now that I'm seeing a doll from 2009 with a bubble skirt, I understand why. I didn't know about bubble skirts until recently, but I guess because the doll market kind of made it more known to me. Personally, now I get it. Anyway, so we have a satin bubble skirt, which has the same applied glitter. It's actually more red on the skirt part and silver. It's supposed to look kind of like icicles and does continue all the way around, as does the bubble part. And underneath, just in case you want to see the construction of it, there is a mesh layer there where the hem is folded over. If Mattel knew about bubble skirts back then, why are they still using them now? Okay, and then finally we have these boots. Now, I would have preferred if the leg warmers were separate, unless these are supposed to look just like slouchy leather boots. I think that is a thing. So these could be just the leather of the boot. Actually, they have little belts up top, so maybe it is supposed to be the leather. Forget I said anything. They are high-heeled black boots. They have a lot of molded detail with the little belts over the top of the foot and some little stitch details, and then the belts around the calf area, and that's what the bottom looks like. Nothing on the soles. They are really nice, and we're going to try some of these things on Jennifer. The skirt that I bought separately, and then her outfits. Just you know, some doll science. We love doll science here. And that is her outfit. You may notice she has a stocking and a present swinging around here as I'm moving her because I didn't take the rubber band off yet. And she does have the old school Barbie 5 points of articulation plus click knees. So we've got our arms back and forth, the legs. So she can move her legs apart more than Jennifer. And snap knees. Does she have? No, she does not have a swivel waist like some other Barbies. I guess with the fur, she does give off a wintry vibe, but you could probably get away with just having her out, especially if she's not holding, oh, it came off. Especially if she's not holding that stuff, you can just say she is just a fabulous, famous Barbie walking the red carpet. And now let's see what she comes with, because she came with a bunch of stuff. I wonder what the original retail was for this. I got this for, where's the tag? $24.99. And yeah, I don't know what the original retail was, but if I find it out, I will put it on the screen. So first, she has a second outfit. We don't see that anymore. It is just a basic dress, but still, it's a second outfit, and it is made of a stretchy knit. We have pink satin ribbon sleeves. It is pinched in the front here to give it a little more shape at the bust, and it's a darker magenta with gemstones, presents, bells, sparkles, all kinds of, oh, these are supposed to be like ornaments. Yeah, it's a very, oh, and there's a couple Barbie heads, but they're upside down. Wait, there, see the Barbie head ornament? It's a very festive Barbie print. She also came with some slippers. Now you'll notice that some of these things are what she listed on the back of the box that she wanted on her Christmas list. Fluffy slippers was one of them. So they are pink, flat, and have molded fur. They do have some ridges on the bottom for grips, but she has pointed feet, so these aren't going to work very well with her feet. She also came with this kind of Barbie brush, which I don't think I have one of these. It has the Barbie head logo on the back and very few bristles on the other side, and it's kind of thin, compared to the Barbie brushes from the 90s, but I don't think I have one that's like this. And it says Barbie on the handle. Part of her list was some chocolate chip cookies. Now I feel like they are still using this mold, or at least one that's very similar. Maybe the scalloped edges aren't there, but these cookies look very familiar from a Barbie color reveal advent calendar or something. But yeah, they're just a flat white plate with scalloped edges and some brown cookies with little indents on them. She has a cup of, I guess this is hot cocoa. So the little white mug with a swirly cocoa sticker inside, and it does have a handle to slot over her hand, and it has a hole on the bottom. She has a clutch purse, which also looks kind of familiar. It is made of a silver plastic, has kind of a beaded design on the front, and the back is a little bit different. Has a fake clasp on the top, but no way for her to hold it. What is she supposed to do with this brick of plastic? She also comes with, which this I love, because these days you'd never get this, a fabric stocking, which I think is made of the same fabric. Now this has a tea tie in it. Why? The same fabric as the vest on her dress, so that kind of fleecy, felty kind of material, but it is the same color, that deep magenta. There's a satin pink bow, a white trim, and a gross rubber band, and a silver strap at the top so that you can hang it on the fireplace. And there's plenty of room in here to put some presents. I don't know if this has anything in it, but let's find out. She comes with this paperboard gift box, which has Barbie heads on the wrapping paper, a Barbie logo there, a little silver sparkly bow wrapping around with a gem in the center, and it's kind of the same all the way around. It doesn't sound like there's anything in here. There's a hole in it because they used a tea tie to attach it to this. Maybe you weren't supposed to separate them, but I gotta know. Nope. It's empty. That was the Happy Holidays 2009 Target exclusive Barbie that we opened in 2025. Now, let's put her in the other outfit. And I'm gonna put this outfit on Jennifer. All right, guys. Oh, tried to give her the hot chocolate, but that didn't work. Here they are, dressed in each other's outfits. Well, she's dressed in her second outfit, so this fits really well. The slippers actually don't do too badly, and since she has rubbery legs because they're click jointed legs, they actually stay on better than if you had a modern Barbie with pointed toes and tried to put flat shoes on, because they kind of stick to the plastic. So the other consequence of having click legs is that it's hard to get clothes on their legs. Like pulling this dress up, it got stuck a couple times because they're just kind of sticky, and that's just always been a thing with older Barbies. Even in my childhood, I remember that. That is her second outfit there. Simple, but it's supposed to be pajamas from what it said on the back of the box, so it doesn't have to be super fancy. She went to the party, she gave them her present, she got a kiss from Ken under the mistletoe, and now she's gonna snuggle up and watch Home Alone. And then as far as her outfit fitting on Jennifer, it actually fits super well. The boots it feels looser on the prosthetic leg. They are staying on. And I think because of the type of dress that this is, that it's open in two different spots, it makes it easier to adjust to the slightly different shape of a modern Barbie body. I'm not sure if this Barbie Deluxe style one is on a classic body or not, but I did notice something which I don't remember seeing unless I just totally am blind. But on her back, she has a molded thing that says genuine Barbie. I feel like I haven't seen that before. I'm gonna have to investigate my other Barbies, modern Barbies, to see if they have that, because that looks unfamiliar to me. You know, I'm not usually a big one for fake fur. In this case, I accepted it because, first of all, she's like a holiday doll. It's winter, it's cold. Sometimes people wear fake fur, but it works better on her because she has more that glam face. I prefer the other outfit on Miss Jennifer. I think the modern Barbies and the 2000s Barbies have an easier time swapping clothes because they were not quite as slim as the 80s and 90s Barbies. Speaking of that, let's just pop Jennifer's outfit on real quick. She can definitely wear the outfit, which is great. It fits totally normal, like she could have come packaged in this. The shoes are not happening though. I guess her feet are too big or they're too sticky to get into these shoes, but I tried. But now we know that she can swap outfits with modern Barbies. Also, before we go here, I wanted to try on the skirt that I got, this skirt, on a modern Barbie body. So let's see how that looks. I'm not sure when this skirt is from, but if it has a snap, it's gotta be at least in the 2000s. It went on, but I can't get it to close in the back. If it was Velcro, I might have been able to stretch it, which is like the only time I would say Velcro would have been superior, but yeah. I can't get it to close. Her waist is a little bit too wide. I just love this skirt. It's so cute. I wonder if I could modify it somehow so that I could get it to close. But it's so cute. So that was things that I got on my vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the footage of searching in the antique store. I feel like this is going to be a long video. I haven't been filming right here, right now for very long, but once I put it all together, this is probably going to be a longer video. But some of you guys say that you really like that, and so I hope you people who do are enjoying it. Let me know what you think of these dolls. Oh, we didn't get to style Dolly, but I think she needs to be washed first. So I do still want to do a video about how I style my dolls. So maybe when I wash her, and then I'll do that video, and then she can get some more airtime. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, bye!